Well, greetings, hello, and welcome to another installation. Episode number 25 of our live streaming series. Wow, great start. Marker clock, beep, beep, right? Hello, Imperial Jedi. Oh my goodness. I'm like consciously aware of the fact that I haven't really like spoken and like my voice doesn't work. You know, this is like the first words of the day. Hello, welcome in. Davis, hello. Very good to have you. How is she going? So I've lost a couple workshop items. Not sure what's going on with that, but the workshop's been cycling through some random stuff here. So I'm going to try to re-download this, but may or may not work. Nah, it's okay. Well, how was the Friday? What is happening? What is new? Man, I'm so happy that Cities is back on the docket. And, like, strongly back on the docket. Good to get some chores done. Excellent. Yeah, I got a few things to do after stream before we move into YouTube or Twitch world. Get rid of all these contents. I have downloaded so much stuff. It is crazy. So I remember like our first few episodes. It was like, oh yeah, you know, we might gently mod. We might try like a thing or two, eh? You sound like you have a cold, but I noticed the smoke. Ugh. Yeah, it's not good, Davis. It did, it was like worse yesterday. It's kind of raining today, so it is like a lot better, but I really felt it yesterday. And it just entirely zapped me of energy. Like, I am very, like, low feeling today. But the show must go on. I get too excited to play Skylines otherwise, but hopefully we have, like, the Phoebe Buffet kind of, you know, thing going on, right? All right, my goodness, eh? My goodness, where do we begin for today? We've got a lot of dots being connected in terms of like cargo and like routing from like our small town. And we're creating like a lot of traffic. And I had a few comments come in about just kind of like the logic behind all of these like connection points instead of like funneling through like one or two. And I kind of have like some thoughts on that too. So I'm going to see. But I would like to work a bit on the small town and then try to meander into our like downtown, but I just want to maybe fix some traffic first. I always feel like the start of the episode we're a bit all over the place, and by the end of it I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be 5 more minutes, man. That's a road maintenance building or vehicle, sorry. John Mary. So nice here. I can open the windows for a while every day. I usually keep the windows open anyhow, but we just don't have AC where we are, and so, like, if everything is closed up, it just gets very warm. Well, that's too funny. Both the traffic instances are just from the maintenance vehicle. Kind of fake traffic, eh? I feel like for the sake of flow, and for the sake of, like, more connection points, I'm going to start... Because I am all over the place. So let's just kind of ground ourselves here, right? Let's build a highway interchange. Heck yeah, dude. And perhaps a another take on a diverging diamond. I have a bit more room out here for it. John, hope all is well. Yeah, Davis, with our storm, though, too, like, the heat has officially broken, and in theory, there's enough rain right now to, like, get ahead of it. But they technically were calling for, like, a dry thunderstorm yesterday, even though there was, like, a rain event. It could actually, in fact, make some more wildfires. All right. I'm going to try the parallel roads here. Almost. Oh, my brother. I am going up instead of wide. I was like, I feel like it's the same width there, eh? So, a diverging diamond. We have not made one of these in a while. But if you remember correctly, it does flip the direction of the traffic. Yeah, my poor voice today, eh? Yeah, it flips the direction of the traffic. You get a traffic light, because we are at a ground level here. There is a highway-to-highway version of this. Is that a wild stew in the wild? Happy Friday to you. What's up, man? Mr. Freddy, sir. For me, it's such a catch-22, because by the time the weekend comes, I'm always like, no, the week's over. I still need to make more content kind of feeling, right? And then Panda's home, like, the latest on Fridays, so it's kind of like, oh, sadness. Davis, I saved some photos I found on Reddit. If I remember, or if, like, time permits on the stream later, on the old Twitch sphere, I'll show you some cool stuff from the storm last night. I had called Panda out to the balcony to come, like, look. And the second we got out there was, like, just the sky unfolded. And it was so cool. Why is this, why isn't this working, eh? I'm also trying to think, like, what other hybrid interchange do we not have in our city yet? We have a diverging diamond. We're building another one. We have a continuous flow, which is kind of cool. Build CFI. You know what we could do, because we just talked on it too, is a the double crossover merging interchange, the DCMI, which is the highway-to-highway version of this. I don't know why that's being weird there, eh? Not rain for weeks here. That's kind of what happens to us, eh? On the West Coast. We have, like, a rainy period, because we're in, like, a temperate rainforest. And all of a sudden, the rain just stops one day. And it goes from, like, it rains, like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week to just flipping. And all of a sudden, it's, like, 1 or 2 weeks in between a rain event. And then just dries up. So, the key to the diverging diamond, right? Make your merging, your on-off from the highway a lot safer. So we come off the highway. That's us going left, merging with traffic. That's us going right, also merging with traffic. And then this just flies on up to here. I think if nothing else, the highway road building is one of the most pleasant things about this game still. Sunsets with the smoke. Oh man, they've been really pretty too, but just it just, for me, it's like literally just wears me out, the energy. This gets drained from my core. And when I was a kid, I had like a little bit of like asthma and that kind of stuff. I'd have like a little puffer inhaler thing. And so I kind of feel a hint of it on these, you know, days. I feel so bad for people that like have it much worse, where like, you know, their regular is kind of like this, and then on these days it's like, oh. We had a thunder and lightning on the island last night. We never get that. David, that's the weird thing about the West Coast, hey? Not a lot of actual lightning events. And last night was genuine lightning. Like cloud to cloud. And like some strikes too. There's a job site not too far from us that we can see, and the crane got struck last night, and it was so crazy, man. Like absolutely Mother Nature just being wild last night. Yeah, I dragged Panda out to the balcony to come watch right when it was at its like intensity peak. Oh, again, every single day, every time we play, every moment, All right, come on, don't bork me. There it is. The constant slope. Why do I always forget that, eh? Nixu, hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. $10 viewers, 19 viewers. Oh, good to have you with us. Only 1 like. You know, YouTube is trying. I don't know what they're trying to do, but as a creator in the like back end analytics, when I go into that page now, I cannot see likes or dislikes. I have to like physically go 1 step further. Like, there's enough people that are like, you know, soul crushed by getting dislikes that YouTube is like, no, dude. But it's such a weird one because, like, you need, you know, positive and negative criticism and feedback, right? Like, for a functioning ecosystem. But, you know, YouTube is, like, worried about people's feelings getting hurt or something. I don't know, eh? But do hit the like button if you enjoyed the show. Goodness gracious me. It is free, after all. Help out. Next to you, I am genuinely trying to treat, you know, like we're here for the long haul. This is the forest we're planting. People are going to hopefully be watching this for years. But the episode live, you know, is a little bit tough to get people to show up just for this, but tis not the end of the world. I'm happy to have you guys hang out with us when we do. Kind of a different format than like Twitch, though, you know? I need just enough of you to kind of keep me company so it doesn't feel lonely, but I can't get like super overwhelmed by like, you know, the chat. Otherwise, we're like a just chatting stream here. Worry about advertisers getting hurt more like, I don't know. You know what it is? It's like the corporate attempt at like, hello, fellow kids. Like the corporate videos get so disliked and like dislike bombed. And it's like, oh, you know, the people don't know what they want. Or something like that, right? This did start when YouTube, doing the rewind, decided to focus on like celebrities and like, you know, big name people instead of like the YouTubers on the platform, which is like the normal approach. And that was the one with like Will Smith for the rewind. And that became, at the time, the most disliked video in YouTube's history. And then I think that was the catalyst moment when YouTube was like, all right, we'll just hide the dislikes. People don't know what they're talking about. That was unfair. Today's video sponsor, well, that's different. If your video's individually sponsored, that's a little bit different. You might have some different like terms and whatnot, right? But the generic YouTube sponsors, there was like an adpocalypse many years ago, but these days YouTube plays it pretty safe and gets a pretty decent turnout on their adverts. You see a bad one to report it, you know, but I ain't too bad. But I do miss that era, though, where you could, like, go to a video, see what it was looking like, you know, an 80-20 split, and be like, oh, okay. Or, like, a 90-10 split. You're like, oh, this video is fire, dude. Now it's almost like trickery. You have to go in and watch for a little bit of your own, and then be like, wait a minute, this thing is absolutely useless. But then YouTube is like, gotcha, you sat through an ad, bro. Meanwhile, I'm in love with this exchange. Thank you kindly. This is cool, right? Very big size, but we have like oodles of space out here in the outskirts. Good highway to highway connection. And then we get a little bit of an extra route now into the city. That'll help with some relief. And then that one should go down and become another interchange for helpies. And then that maybe wants to come across as a bridge even. Ooh. I like that, eh? Also, they don't really come across my desk too often, but I am kind of like low-key always hunting for some sponsors, right? In some crazy dream scenario, I get a sponsor to help me with like car stuff IRL, which would be so crazy. I might keep these the two little separate lanes like that, for a minute. Not sure how that's gonna work though. And yeah, I guess we're on the midsummer break. But I'm just dying to know what happens next with our Skylines story, right? That's weird. It's like connected here, but not here. I don't think that's going to work officially. Okay, well, we'll see how this takes us, but I might jump right into the next interchange then, eh? Get a little bit more use out of this. That's what I found that we've been doing on the Twitch Cities live stream. It's just like big picture traffic planning to help us kind of like expand correctly. Honestly, Diverging Diamonds is a very clever interchange. Nixie, I hope you're well. Hope no wildfire smoke for you, eh? How did you do such a better job on that side? I don't know, eh? Oh my heaven. And has Dash gone live on Platform Green? I saw that post, eh? I am genuinely confused why this side is being a little bit more finicky. There we go. Hack Your Patience Simulator strikes again. Okay. Realistically, we should put another pedestrian crossing like over top of this, but we can get it working first. Yeah, if you guys were to guess though, like what comes next with Skylines, eh? Like we've had some strong optimization. It almost feels like we're ready for another DLC now. Or like for them to like at least announce what's coming for a DLC. Are you symmetrical enough? You're symmetrical enough. I'm just gonna try here. Oh my goodness. What are you building? Leave me alone. I love it. Yeah, mod for mirroring. I still feel like that's the play. I think those need to come a little bit further in. I don't know though, eh? Like to copy pasta that seems like it should be something to do, right? A feature from Move It Mod 1. It's not like insane of an idea, but it'd just be so handy, wouldn't it? Or at the very least, like a mirroring tool when you're building stuff to help you with like the symmetry a bit more. Oh, Freddie, we're I'm just trying to get a little bit more connectivity to like this side of the city. It's not that it's bad or anything, but I've just noticed that like we can easily bottleneck in here. Because you don't really have the whole world of options once you cross the bridge. And so this is fine, really. It just, it can get overloaded with volume. And then just inevitably, we're going to have to build on the other side of the bridge anyhow. We're just getting ready for a bit of traffic and some expansion. And just to, like, not hopefully flood too much up and down this corridor. Just spread them out a bit. Yeah, the bridge is cool. It's the Porter Washington Parkway. A shout out to our humble beginnings on the old Cities 1 YouTube series. So the Porter Washington Parkway just kind of is like our main highway system that just goes through the town. And so it does go to the other region, but not a lot of city connectivity over here. So this should make sense for, like, you know, pick up, drop off. And that can shoot all the way down and also have a highway interchange here. Very fun. That was literally a decade ago. I can't fathom, dude. Look at me. I'm a grumpy old man now, eh? Oh, my goodness. We used to be so young and not jaded. Oh, my goodness. Love it. What a journey. What a fun journey with the content. Lots of fun friends. I'd do it all over again, but I would be more efficient and be better, you know? But you don't learn until you do. Oh, aha, there it is. What's crazy too is like the how to start your city. That little like video I just pieced together just randomly one morning before college. Just shy of 2 million views. And it was my like least planned, you know, like no thought. I was like, oh, I'll just put this out as placeholder. We'll see what we can come up with after. That is like my most successful video. And it's like, oh my gosh. Headset microphone, like zero editing skills, no thumbnails still. You know, it's like, oh my God. Just goes to show, eh? What like literally what an adventure. This game changed my life, eh? Or like Cities, the franchise. Cool. Right, so that's going to have to be the crossing. If we let people through... I don't want people through here, though, eh? Yeah, we'll have to give them an alternate. Otherwise, they can't functionally use this as a pedestrian. We'll have to jaywalk. And yeah, who knows what the future has in store? I just, like, hope we can just keep on making content, you know? We need a few more games like this to kind of, like, give us some more foundation to stand on, you know? But I think in the short run, it's like trying some different games in this format, like the streaming on YouTube. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. I was like, why does that feel wrong? It's because it is. What's cool, too, is we already have people using this. And we'll just clean up a little bit the on-off points and give ourselves an extra lane there. Yeah, quite the journey. And then some of you have literally been on this journey with me for like a decade plus, which is like also crazy, man. That's cool. I appreciate that. Getting all nostalgic here, especially listening to our nostalgic radio, right? Now, is it symmetrical? I mean, it's close enough that I wouldn't be, like, upset if I saw it, but... Definitely a little bit lopsided, eh? Ah, she's alright. Huh. And I think the extra lane for the sake of the merge makes more sense to me. So I'm just going to pause that for 1 second. Easier said than done, eh? Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I think for like safety's sake, you have the extra lane to help you with your merge on, but it'd be easier to peel out. And I wish we had like a 6-lane version of the highway piece right here, but not in the cards. And then we could do like a 5 next to a 5. Make this even like longer and weirder now. The funny thing now, we could probably like pull that in a bit and make that more compact and look a little bit cleaner, but I almost like the charmingness of the fact that these are kind of like just a little bit off from each other, right? See, I find this like little bit of like, you know, non-symmetry to be like somewhat charming. Adds like a bit of a human element to this. I do genuinely find it challenging to make like symmetrical stuff in Skylines. You gotta really like plan it out math-wise, right? Which is like, oh my god, I'm not a mathematician. Hello? Fire this in. Let's see how it looks, then we can always adjust. And I would need like a highway to highway piece, but I kind of want to try the double crossover. We built a really cool one in a YouTube or a Twitch series. That's the one that had that really fun, like, tri-stack Costco Kirkland interchange that's getting built. We built that one. I think I like highways the most. Like I say this often, but I really think highways and the road building is like, that's That's what sells this game the most for me, eh? And then heck, why not? I'll do the 5 on this side too. See, I feel like if I could request something, right? Road Builder. Give me vanilla Road Builder. Like, let me adjust some of these. Let me adjust how, like, a tram track goes on. It's like, what if I wanted that, like, highway piece to be a 6, right? 6 lanes wide. Okay. That took like 17 million steps. As all things in Skylines. All right, adjust your height. Posey Highway, cute name. Very unique. Very unique. No two sides about it are the same here. I'm going to keep it until I feel like it's going to be like too much to look at, but what have you actually built here, really, right? This is like the most peculiar looking, technically on paper, diverging diamond, but if it works, like, why be critical, right? What do we preach, right? Like, it's got to be functional, if nothing else. Oh, the downtown peaches. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. What a meme. And does that go like that? And then just going back to like the rebuild really quickly in the dock area, how is this looking? Yeah, the trains, I mean, that's quite a... I didn't delete them, as you can tell, right? Like, that's quite the holy moly train, right? I don't know, man. I kind of like it, though. Especially when they behave correctly and don't, like, block too much stuff. And then, like, you know, how do you diagnose this, right? Oh, my goodness. A lot of traffic through here. Yeah, man, someone made first custom hotel Holiday Inn. Cool. There's more than... I wouldn't say that's our first one, eh? There's, like, quite a few on the workshop. What up, dude? Leave that for the moment, but I think a bit more retune and reworking here at some future episode. Let's connect a few more of these downtown streets, and it makes sense where the next like interchange wants to go through. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. So good. I don't know if I have that hotel downloaded though, eh? If that's like a follow-up question you got. It still would be wild to run a tram across here. I don't think that dream is entirely gone yet. I do hope for like a hotel revolution. I want a better like tourism experience with Skylines. Oh, that's nice. And then, like, these two roads link up. That should link up underneath. That can be a roundabout. Then we can go across and then talk to this. But then how do we still get into the highway, though, eh? Gang, as always, though, carried away with the amount of workshop content that I've downloaded. Like a floodgate that can never be closed, eh? I think the highway bridge is going to get redone to be taller and nicer looking. This is quite the dramatic improvement to the... Oh, that even said Washington. I got to rename everything, but technically Porter Washington Parkway would like carry through the city. Oh, a double decker. Bro. What does this one look like? It's a Holiday Inn Express. That literally is like the meme. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. No, I want highway and highway, not, Oh, it's so cool, though. A 4-lane highway double train and then 3-lane double decker. That's the one. That's the one. This is so cool. Very Seattle style. So we have to like have both of these guys like stack into each other. Oh, that's cool. I want it to be like perfectly in line with this train bridge if possible. Oh my heaven. Now, the other thing we could try to use before we get too carried away here is there is this guy here, and that one has train track underneath it. No, keep the train separate, I think. It's a very quick quick turnaround there. And this needs to be taller. Hello? Why am I getting like the... Every once in a while, the anarchy will just bork out. I'm trying to get that back. My like elevation step. But... Okay. Or not. Why though? I don't know. Okay, I've worked out so much stuff here. There we go. So go to a height of 20. Hopefully that carries over. Get your bridge back in here. Also, somebody's going to be doing a city build where they build sports fields from scratch. Oh, that's cool. Will they be functional, I wonder, eh? Oh, that's cool. Very Seattle. The double stack highway. Oh, that's cool, man. And then we were using this guy here, eh? That's not bad. Nice and commanding, actually. I think that kind of the swooshes look nice with the curvies of that part of the bridge. Okay, tall order. So how are we gonna get in here, eh? So this is the uppies. I gotta get that far down. Oh my goodness. Let's do the path of least resistance and just kind of see how bad it looks, and we can try to fix that. Minus 8.3. It's not like, it's not impossible to have this. Our goal is just to not make this feel like it's goofy or like, you know, so steep that you would like destroy your brakes, right? May in a Valley Girl accent. Oh, hey. Oh my God. May, did you watch Sweet Valley High when you were a wee one? Or are you, like, not old enough to have any concept? You know, you're like, what? Breaker High and Sweet Valley High. Do you remember those? Breaker High was so wild. High School on the Boat with Ryan Gosling. That's not bad. May, how we doing today? Welcome in. How is you on there, buds? And all the official pleasantries that you say? Okay, as with like most of the city's assets and ideas and thoughts, it's a really cool idea, but how the heck do you actually do it, you know? Oh, pleasantries to you too. Well, thank you. Vincent, what up, man? The dynamic duo. It's Good Friday. Excellent. But is it like Good Friday, though? Is today like the Jesus day, you know? Nice bridge. That's really weird. Thanks. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I have to look at like Google Maps or something. But in Seattle, they have like a bit more of an elegant solution. for your connection points for this kind of style. But it's kind of a nifty looking bridge though, eh? From a distance, doesn't look bad though. And the train next to it's kind of nifty, I think. But let me drink some coffee and think about this here. Seattle has insane roads, they do. And they just don't have enough of them. They have so much traffic. Lots of hills, lots of rivers. Okay. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. And I think the plan was to sneak this road underneath. So if we can open up that, there you go. Oh, why doesn't this one beeline? Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Merging grids together, so hard, but so fun and so satisfying when done correctly. Well, I grew up in North Seattle. Oh, no way. I spent most of my time in Tacoma, and traffic was memorable. Yeah. It is a shame. And there's decent public transit through there, which is like, you know, you see the train to hit more places, but poor Seattle, they literally export traffic as like a main, you know? The Seattle-Tacoma area, absolutely beautiful. Very true to the Pacific Northwest vibes, you know? And I feel like Eastern Washington just kind of gets like left behind, you know? But Washington as a whole, I like. What is this noise? Oh my god, that electrical box has too much electricity in it. Hello? Hello? Oh my god, is that intentional? Oh my goodness, eh? Very alarming. Oh my. Huh. Well, be careful zooming in on that place, eh? Yeah, apparently. I lived on the buses. I left before the train from the airport was put in. Damn, son. Man, you're OG Seattle, eh? Yeah, the train slaps. Just needs to go to more places. Let's give it time, though. That's not the right way for that walking path to go through. Don't lose momentum. Let's keep on pushing with the highways. Connect this back up. Get your next highway interchange. We're doing highway stuff, apparently. Full speed ahead. But the Tangia made its way into the YouTube streams? Never. Maybe on Kick, though. Dash is going live on Green later today, eh? If he hasn't already. Dash, in a very real way, like, motivates me. May, for what it's worth, I don't want to disappoint you either, eh? I don't know how that works. Sorry, Vince. You're kind of like, you know... Vince is like, well, how dare? Oh, I just realized this is the littlest bit crooked when it doesn't need to be, because we could fix that end. We're this far in. I'm going to redo this. Don't get mad at me, everyone. I'm going to make this better even, too. Dash is sometimes very business-minded, but then he says something super Gen Z. Literally, dude. Like, you just described Dashery to the T. He's got very good insight, though, and he does have, like, a good, like, you know, feel for, like, the temperature of the, you know, the room. And I'm just, like, I'm stubborn, and I'm a little bit jaded, you know what I mean? Because I've been at this for so long, and I have, like, expectations, and I'm just butthurt sometimes, right? But it is sometimes just tough to kind of, like, you know, appreciate or, like, stop to smell the roses, right? I feel like Dash helps me with, like, that kind of perspective, as weird as that sounds, eh? Vince, 6'7"? 6'7"? Thanks, Vince. Okay, round 2. Fight. Now, this gives us a chance, potentially, to switch over to that other bridge that did have the train tracks, but maybe a lift bridge. Oh, that'd be cool, too. We have decided that we do want boats coming in, but are they going to be boats that are tall enough that we want to be able to pass underneath? To me, you sound burnt out, like when I was became unemployed. Yeah, I just, you know, can't afford to not keep the show going, though, but it's just a very tough time. And it does kind of wear you out when, you know, it just ain't working too well. Soul crushes you a bit. Like, I don't mean to complain too much, obviously. Like, I've had very fortunate and very fun. We have great opportunity. I just sometimes get a little bit worn out for the amount of effort I put in relative to, like, what comes out of it. But then, like, working smart, working hard, all those things, right? And if things were easier, more people would do this kind of stuff, right? It's part of the challenge, is part of the fun. Okay, so making this a lower profile might help with the goofy height issues. Oh, we're on the wrong side. May, in some dream scenario, I can just get a little bit ahead, so I can take some time off to, like, properly recharge and retune. Otherwise, I kind of feel like I'm just kind of, like, still going with it, just to help, like, you know, churn the ecosystem. If you have fun, we have fun. I have fun always. Just fun sometimes doesn't pay the bills, you know, money does, right? So you need the fun to cross with business well enough. That's all. Megalopolis. I hate that word. How dare you? Vince, I was like, what brought that on? But it's right in front of me. May, I honestly wouldn't mind brainstorming. Like, genuinely. Okay. I think these pillars... Dude, no way. No way. Freddy. Yo, every dollar counts, man. Thanks, dude. You're a channel member over here. Thanks, man. That is above and beyond, dude. Freddy, literally a legend. In every true sense of the word, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you for that. That kind of stuff helps in the short run. I'm imagining this series doing well over the course of a year or two. That's kind of my hope. So that helps in the short run, and I really appreciate that, man. And then my alerts sometimes go off here, so it's hit or miss. It may or may not actually make that, like, noise, you know, but it's cool, man. Thank you very much for that. There it is! And that just scared the Jesus out of me. Hadn't realized it was an option. Yeah, you can set your own pricing, too, on YouTube. You can do more tiers than on Twitch. So that is just, you know, nice and simple. And if every single person that came through chucked $1 in, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just very helpful. Okay. And then I don't know if you can like upload emotes. You do get a channel badge, which is kind of cool. And your like comments come in differently now. So if you like comment on a video and stuff, you're in like a separate section to help me like not miss your comment, which is kind of cool. You have to flex to your friends. Actually, I know the streamer. Yeah, Imperial Jedi. Oh yeah. I actually support him. What is wrong with you? Oh, nothing. Sorry, jeez. I do remember that era, though. You would tell people that you were watching, like, a live stream or, like, you know, content, and they'd be like, what? And they just play video games? Yeah, and they explain stuff, too, sometimes. You're like, what? Why? I remember being so excited when, like, Twitch, like, back when it was, like, just in TV, I would, like, talk to people about, like, oh, you know, I was watching this, like, live stream. And people were like, it was just a weird, like, social taboo, you know? No way, Jake! No way, Jake. Thank you very tremendously kindly. I can't even word right now. Jake, thank you. That also might have a delayed pop-up. Who knows? Probably going to scare me, even though we know it's coming. Cool, man. Oh, my God. Freddy, come next year. It's so much effort for people to come from Europe. We have so much of the stuff, though. It's really just like your airfare and then just the food. Otherwise, enough of us splitting the bills, it's like, you know, it's not that much money for the campsites and everything. I think for the entirety of the group, it worked out to be less than $10 per person per night for the campsites. And then we just blew through, like, you know, some money for the foods and stuff, right? I promise you that's going to scare me when that pop up, if it comes. I don't even know if it's going to. Anyway, I always feel like I'm awkward in my thank yous, but I can't do without you guys, so I really do appreciate this extra bit of help here. For YouTube, though, I want to kind of stress, like, tuning in is more than enough, but anything above and beyond, I appreciate tremendously. Oh, weird. Oh. I like that. I don't think anyone's supporting for the pop-up alerts. No, I'm just saying if it like, suddenly happens, I like throw my mouse across the screen. Like, you'll know why. That's all. Like the height is weird. Like, I don't know what the intention is for this bridge. Like, do you come in at like a slight angle? Because coming in straight just doesn't seem plausible, eh? Like, I almost want to like Google Maps for Seattle right now and like see how they do it. The pillars make it a little bit challenging as well. And I don't know how many episodes in a row now I've complained or like mentioned it, but I've actually had the Better Bulldozer downloaded and installed this whole time. So with me like messing around with pillars, trying to get stuff right for like eons in previous episodes, that could have been avoided. I'm a little bit embarrassed, but that is just how she goes apparently. So Jake, hope you're having a great day and a great Friday. Don't press play yet, because you need something that time. Be a fun motorcycle ride on a bridge? Man, I want a motorcycle. I officially have, like, the parent company of Vespa. I have a Piaggio scooter, and it is so much fun. But it's like a little starter one, so it's like a 50cc, you know, can barely go up hills. It is just tremendously fun. Like $6 in gas for like a month of driving nonstop. You know what I mean? It's so much fun. But it just instantly, like within the first literal minute, I was like, no, I gotta go faster, dude. Start slow, start safe, but the need for speed was instantly planted. And I was like, damn it, that's so cool. It does kind of like seem that I feel like, you know, if you make it as a creator, inevitably you make car content with your friends. So, Vince, hope your schedule's clear for down the road, eh? Okay, I'm getting distracted. Very nice to have you guys chit-chatting with me, but I'm going to try to ignore you and get some more of this work done. Okay, so this is the uppy. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. How do you diagnose this, right? From a vanilla perspective, it'd be really, really fun to have the bridge and the pillars go in the exact same direction. But if you're doing an elevated layout, you can't put pillars over top of another elevated road. So that would have to be a ground level road for those pillars to work. And then how do you get from ground level to there? So for like vanilla, this feels like a very challenging asset. It's almost like, why would they do that without an anarchy? Because you have to come in like this almost, right? Help kind of like avoid the pillar jank. Nice 80 miles an hour down there, dude. Like the fastest speed limits you can find in Canada, I don't think anything is over, I think 70. I think 70 is our highest, but you can go to like unassumed roads or like old airstrips and obviously like be safe, but you can just give her. And then I don't know if you heard, Freddie, but Arizona, in the flattest, safest, widest, most open parts, they're tempted to do an Autobahn style speed limit. And that would be like road trip safety. I always want to stress the safety element, you know, but oh my god. 68 miles technically. Well, no, there's Rocky Mountains are now 120 kilometers an hour, which is that's like almost 170, right? Or no, sorry, 120. I mean, Dave, what up, dude? Yeah, they changed the Rocky Mountains, dude. The Rocky Mountain Highway, and it does not have a winter suggested speed. A 120 kilometer an hour speed limit exists on the spiciest road in the entirety of the country for some reason. I know plenty of 75 mile an hour highways. Yeah, in Canada, it's always like a 60, maybe 65. They want us to drive in a little bit slower up here. You know, all the moose and all the deer and all that stuff, right? All of our twisty turns. Just play a little bit safer. Nothing wrong with that, but just kind of interesting when you see other places do like a faster. So check this out, eh? So I've had this the entire time. So I'm going to click on that little bulldoze right there, the sub-element. I can remove the pillar. But then my question still remains, right? In a vanilla perspective, like what would have been the game plan here? You couldn't even like overlap these, right? And then does that pillar just not ever come back in? Kills a bit of my realism, but I wish there was a better vanilla solution for this, or if a pillar could in fact like, you know, move itself around. Finland has 120 on the highways and 100 in the winter. That's practical. People slow down in the winter. You just don't have like that sign to remind you. But common sense dictates you should slow down. But when I moved across Canada in February and I drove over the Rocky Mountains in the peak of winter in a moving truck, I had people pass me like I was standing still. And I was like, oh my God, dude, you know? And I think Vancouver Island, Dave, I think the fastest speed limit on the island is 110 officially. And then Nixu, I also make the argument too, right? Like in Finland, the punishment for speeding is a lot more severe. And obviously, like, you know, doing good for the sake of good should be, you know, crime is illegal. But for some people, it's the punishment. If the punishment is very, very great, that will stop them from committing crime, whether it's right or wrong. And so, like, you know, the honor system policing yourself sometimes doesn't quite work, you know? If people aren't afraid of the consequences and it's a monkey see, monkey do, and there's no enforcement, you know, suddenly it's like, well, You know, that guy's going fast. I'm going fast. And so if you post a speed limit at 120 and people respect that, that's good. But you post a speed limit at 120, people are going like 140, 150. It's like, you know, feels like it's counterproductive, right? I think Finland's the country that has the fines based on income. It's either them or Sweden. I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to do 180 on the island highway. Probably not, Dave. Like, one, it's ill-advised, but two, it is illegal. Like, you know, crime is illegal, all right? For legal reasons, crime is illegal here, okay? These are the memes, of course, right? But okay. Making a highway interchange right here with the rail seems a bit challenging, but how insanely cool and crazy would it be if we found a way to work these into the bridge? Oh my heaven, that'd be wild, wouldn't it? Maybe it's Denmark. I don't know. It's one of those, like, European countries with sensibility. You get a percentage of your income as your fine. Okay, so let's pretend that one maybe just goes down to here. And then how do you get an interchange? Oh, man. No, I think for the sake of mental sanity and then like height and bridge and like cost and stuff, it would probably make more sense to have our highway interchange be like over here. What if you sunk the lower level under the pillars? What do you mean by under the pillars? Like, I would like to go through them, but the Skylines just world won't let me do it. I can do pillar over pillar if the ground level is at ground level. So I can do like this, right? Which would be so freaking cool. But then how do you get that first bit? Or do you want to maybe try that even, eh? Tunneling under would be nifty. I'm curious now, eh? I apologize if you're kind of hoping for a little bit more like city building right now. I feel like we're kind of like chit-chatting and just experimenting, but this is kind of where the content pushed me. So appreciate you coming along for the ride, but my feelings ain't hurt if you're kind of like, what are you doing? Maybe that side stays the same, because I don't think it's terrifying looking, but we could probably clean it up if we wanted to. Okay, so that's a -7 for the downward. Totally fine. Very doable. Guys, if you don't mind, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Do it, please. YouTube is still rewarding likes and dislikes just for the sake of engagement, but they aren't displayed to the creator the same way, and I have no idea if you can even see a like button anymore. You know, or like if you can see that there's been people hitting it. I don't know. YouTube feels like they're trying to like protect feelings and be a little bit sneaky right now, but you know, positive algorithmic reinforcement. We appreciate it. Okay. And so yeah, these are only going to work pillar wise if we're at the same height. This just might end up looking better. No, it didn't quite do it. But I can't use the movement mod or anything to adjust it after. It's got to go in and be how it is the first time. Otherwise, the pillars just don't space themselves correctly. Now our bottom is all forked. Well, it's okay. Like all things with Skylines, it really is a, like, you know, takes a few more steps than you think, and it is a pack your patience simulator approach. And then, yeah, if you did not have the bulldozer tool, how do you deal with that? Otherwise, that's not half bad. I think in real life, though, that would be so sketchy. The pillars are, like, technically crossing a little bit in, even. Oh my god, dude. What if we went skinnier? Yeah. Oh, it brings the pillars in, too. Oh, interesting. Interesting. You see what I mean? This game, like, I don't know, eh? This almost feels like it's not quite in its final format. Like, there's still one more evolution of this coming. It's for a game that's, like, brand new, built from the ground up with, like, modern technology, great thoughts, years of Skylines. It's kind of like, huh. And this is what you thought was the right solution? You betcha. Okay, I want to try one more elevation piece right here without borking the whole thing out. I was saying this yesterday, though, on, like, the Twitch stream. Like, I think my primary goal really is just, like, sharing, comparing, inspiring. And if we can have some fun along the way together, outstanding. But if even, like, one thing that I build through this series gives you, like, whoa, I want to try that. Maybe I'll make it better than him. I don't know, you know what I mean? That's what I'm aiming for here. We're inspiring. And then you guys get good at the game. You come back and then you inspire me, right? That's how she works. Yeah, so the longer element does bork out the pillars again. And, like, you know, again, for, like, the comparison and the inspiring and the sharing, right? You know, we've got two different options how we could end this bridge, with or without mods. That might inspire somebody. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. My, like, blanket statements of, like, oh, yes, of course. Insane. It was like an hour ago. Over an hour ago. I was like, guys, you know what? Let's just get a little bit of work done in this small town. I love it. Another instance of, like, I think I'm going to do one thing, and then the city just kind of is like, no, dude. And I love that. It is nice to have, like, a bit of an idea, planning-wise, what you want to do, but I really do like this kind of, like, you know, just chuck a leaf into the wind, see where it kind of falls. And then in the city itself, we have, like, 100 million projects. If ever we're, like, stuck on, like, ideas or, like, oh, what are we doing today? Like, well, finish XYZ. Oh, yeah, that's right, eh? I've just made the best cuppa. What makes it the best cuppa? Is there something to be said about, like, you know, the perfect temperature? Let it boil and then let it cool for a second. You know, like with coffee, right? Can you burn tea? Can it be, like, a little bit too much, like, ooh, yeah, we got that wrong? Just hits. Okay, that's also fair. I'm not much of a tea drinker. I'll do, like, green tea and that kind of stuff. And I used to work in, like, I used to work at casinos. And people are, like, very superstitious. And so you kind of carry a little bit of that. But, like, one of the regulars was, like, a superstition of his. You know, in terms of, like, you know, karma, juju, all that stuff, right? If anyone ever offers you a cup of tea, don't refuse it. That was kind of like a little motto he lived by. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, if you're, like, out ordering some Japanese food and they're like, would you like some green tea while you wait? Always say yes. Always is polite if someone offers you something too to say yes, right? So I've carried that one on. So if I'm out and about, I won't really order tea, but if someone offers me a tea, I'd be like, oh, yes, please. I'm not much of a tea drinker, but I don't know. That's a weird one, right? And then my favorite thing when I worked at the casino is you hear all these people with their superstitions and stuff, right? And if you want to troll them, you'd be like, you know, it's bad luck to be superstitious. And then you just watch them be like, wait, what? You know, they're just trying to process, and they're like, wait. Wait, is it? You're like, yeah. That's cool, man. That's cleaner. I'm glad we changed this. I just sit through the conversation to get here, but that's not bad, eh? That hypothetically would be easier to make a weird interchange into as well. Davis, you just make roads, delete, and then start all over again. All I ever do is just chat via this game. This game is a just chatting simulator, and I just like to just draw, you know? And that's fine by me. You know, sometimes we zone a lot, sometimes we don't. I don't know. This game is a lot of things, but it really is just a fun vibe. And just like in real life, you're never really done building a city. It's just on a different project. All right, so rails at some point are going to sneak through here back to the other point on the map to exit, but let's get the interchange in first. I'm just blown away at how much time this is taking, in a fun way, but like blown away. I just feel like our episodes start so like, I don't know. And by the end, I'm like, oh man, please, I just need more time. I ain't done yet. It's all about the roads. The road building has always been the most pleasant experience in just cities as a whole for me. It's so fun just making stuff. And then the road building experience went from like 10 to 11 from Cities 1 to Cities 2. And even with all the mods of Cities 1, I still prefer, and I did right from the get-go, Cities 2 just absolutely nailed it for me when it came to this kind of stuff. And now that the mods are starting to catch up and the game has like that level of like chef's kiss to it, it's incredible. Effectively, we're just ending this arterial road into the highway, which I don't think is bad, but maybe it doesn't end, and we make a partial cloverleaf through here. Downtown looks sparse. Might need some development. I know. We've been ignoring it, dude. I even downloaded more stuff. Gang, I'm just all over the place. In my mind, like, you know how your brain just kind of gets fixated on stuff. My brain believes I need to do this to help with expansion so we don't run into traffic and stuff. Just kind of feels like I need these pieces of the puzzle done first so that we know, like, you know, where the edge of the puzzle is or something. I love it. Accepting anything offered to you sounds like a good way to wake up in a bathtub of ice missing a kidney. Oh my god. Jake, as a Canadian, I do sometimes feel like I might be my own worst enemy when it comes to, you know? But then you got to give people the benefit of the doubt, you know? You know that ancient Greeks treated everyone... Was it ancient Greeks or ancient Romans? They treated everyone as if they were a potential god. They would, like, clean and bathe the strangers and all that stuff before even asking who they were, just on the off chance there were some, you know... Obviously they weren't, but just in case there were some god. I feel like maybe that's the Canadian in me, right? But give people the benefit of the doubt until they prove you otherwise. Okay. Let's draw ourselves a partial cloverleaf, baby. Yeah, I don't want to seem like naive with that approach, though, right? But definitely, yeah, you know, respect your elders, give people benefit of the doubt, treat people with respect, assume everyone is like kind of an idiot, but you know, not at the same time, and then let them kind of, you know, prove you right or wrong, right? Just give people a chance to show their true colors. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, kind of though, right? Yang, what do we need for downtown? More height or more, what do you think, eh? Okay, so that's you. I can grab that lane right there. Perfect. Everybody gets one strike, but only one. Well, I ask you this then, eh? Do people have the ability to change? I believe so. And then, you know, you got to be able to make some mistakes to be able to learn, you know, what you did wrong and stuff, right? Making the same mistake, that might make you lose faith in someone, right? But I think someone's, like, allowed to make a mistake, grow from it, especially if you're young and stuff. You may not know any better, right? Like, everything should just be a learning moment for, like, you know, you and the person, right? We're all growing. We're all doing our best out here. We all want the best for each other, I would hope. Oh, no, that's got to go into here. Oh, yeah, right, sorry. No one is 100% of the time. Yep. Yeah, you might just be having a bad day. And if someone's basing their entire world view off of your bad day, you know, on your one experience with them, like, that's not good. Oopsies. I have made so many of these over the course of time. It's crazy. It's probably like one of my favorite interchanges still to make. They can fit anywhere. So many major cities have them. I made that blanket statement about it being a Canadian invention, and I was wrong. The shame. I don't know where I heard that from, though. That's got to go to that, basically. I want them to... That curve is a little bit off. Yeah, definitely for the downtown, I have quite a few more skyscrapers. I just cannot stop myself. So much content forever getting downloaded. Oh, there we go. Oh, hybrid. 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 Yeah, that could be cool. All right, well, it turns out this is going to take an extra couple minutes here. I have a fun idea, but... Oh, asymmetrical. I was like, how do I get the extra lane? Yes, dude. Because, like, the extra lane, when we shed it right here, we're keeping that one going for the exit. That's kind of cool. That's a little bit spicy with how that pillar is, but whatever. And so, yeah, you exit here, and that'll take you, if you want to go to the right. But then from this, you also are going to be able to go into that one. So it's going to be like a little bit of a hybrid in that sense. And I actually may not even need the connection point here to go as long now. Oh, no, 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 no. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I think in real life, though, that would be so sketchy. You need a pillar. Just driving full speed towards someone that's going full speed towards you, and you're like, okay, you're going to turn, right? I'm going to turn. You're going to turn. I'm going to turn. There's a lot of faith in your fellow human right there, eh? Yeah, it's a shame we can't, like, pillar that, but I'm gonna keep it. If you feel the need to judge, I'm all ears for conversation right now. And I think I do need a little bit more like just generic practice on highway interchanges, because I do want to make a highway interchange series. We started one in Cities 1, and I never finished it. I kept trying to record the 5th one, and it didn't really, like, cooperate, like, traffic and all that. And I just left it be. And that was, like, a decade ago. And the amount of people... If I had, like, $1 every time someone was like, hi, where's episode 5 of this? And I'd be like, oh, God. Well, here's the thing, actually. All right, give me the extra lane for this guy right here. I feel like it's kind of cheating because we're, like, effectively on pause this whole time, but this is, like, the longest we've ever gone, theoretically, without a tornado. I don't think it counts, though, because we're on pause. But subtle nod to Dom. That said, expect one soon. I'm going to have to take it off pause at some point, and I would bet you the second we do, it's like meteorologist, and you're like, oh my God. MJ Haas, hey man. Hey, le voila. Cool feature, the nudge. Literal straight fire. Dylon, Dylon, Dylon. I spit straight fire. Old school Dave Chappelle memes. The Chappelle show back in the day, man. What a wild era. I think at the same height, but easier for coming on in. One more attempt at it. The longer that, the cleaner it'll look. That's slightly better. Okay, so that's correct. That is correct. That needs to go. That's 1/2 done. Cool. Very nice imprint for size, too, eh? Nifty looking already. That's, yeah, I like that. That's a clean one, too, to kind of, like, mirror and complement. All right, drink some coffee. We're getting close here. One day we'll press play. Oh, my goodness. Time for my daily declaration that coffee is outstanding. I cannot believe as a species we made it. Like, so much stuff just blows your mind. Like, the amount of people that had to literally just get, like, tummy sick or worse just to try and figure stuff out is insane. Like, you know, being an early human where you're like, can you eat that? I don't know. Maybe. No, don't eat that one. Jeff dropped dead last time. Oh, okay. Write that down. Got it. Yeah, was it the brown one or the blue one? I don't think we were supposed to eat the blue one. Got it, you know? Okay. Theoretically, this side should be easier. Theoretically. In actuality, we will see. This one should be a bit more like traditional in air quotes looking. Come on. There we go. It's a fun... I still... Yeah, I'm like blown away at the road building, man. Like, if you could just go back to Cities 1 era and give yourself like a 1 second little like clip of you just like farting around building road stuff, you'd be like, what? A little kiss on the forehead and be like, just keep at it. It's coming. And you're like, no way. Who are you? You know? And of course, I know him. He's me. Okay, so from here to here, 3 lanes. There we go. I don't know. I yearn for like a faster process, but you just get really like good feels when you finally nail it after like 6, 7, 8 attempts. And I remember like in Cities 1, this kind of stuff was just like much more steps, like tremendously more steps to get her done. And then the mods eventually came around, and you could just, like, connect these in literally 2 seconds. And I don't know if it, like, took some of the fun out or something, but it was just a lot easier for everyone to kind of, like, make interchanges, so they almost lost a little bit of their, like, magic. I don't know. So I'm kind of at that, like, mental crossroads now. Like, I yearn for this to be, like, a little bit easier, but then it is part of, like, the magic of just, like, wow, you built that? I'd be like, I did. That's not a workshop one? You zoom out the jankiest thing. No, it's not. Not a workshop item. Incredible. I never would have guessed. You're like, well. Okay, so I need a double lane for 1 second right here. And that's got to go uppies. Into there. Okay, so that needs an extra lane. What about here? I'll just do a third. I think the desire for like a CS1 throwback series, just to kind of like, you know, share and compare when we get a little bit more out of this one, that'd be kind of fun. All right. And so that one needs just a... Oh, it's fine before. Almost. There it is. Like, this is nifty. Like, this in theory is vanilla. You just have to, like, extra step to get to this point, but you theoretically could be vanilla most of this stuff, which is cool. Yo, Vince, are you also going to follow Sweet and stream on Project Green? Platform Green, whatever you want to, like, jokingly call it. Dash is going live later today, if he hasn't already. I literally love it. Okay, so that bridge pillar can be deleted. And that one just meets up with this. And then Bob's your uncle. Nope, I hope it goes well for Dash. I'll be late to the party. There is one on that front, okay. Just curious, you know? I never, in my wildest dreams, believed I'd be, like, you know, considering streaming there, but here we are. I also never thought I'd be streaming on YouTube. And, you know, here we are too, so... Never say never, right? Follow Sweet. It's a reference to a card game in the Four Suits. Huh. Like Trump, maybe, then, Yang? Or was that Dave that wrote that? Oh, Dave wrote that. Yeah, Trump? Or, like, Hearts, I guess? What a mod that lets you change the spacing on pillars. Yes, like the pillar stuff is kind of silly, right? Like, why do they give us the ability to draw pillars over roads, but then make it a very challenging experience, right? Heck yeah, dude, look at that. A little bit hybrid in the sense we kind of sneaky under to adapt for the hill right there, but I don't dislike that. It's kind of clean and compact looking even, eh? All right, so the $1 million question. Will anyone actually use this stuff now? The train's going nowhere, so let's not stress about that not being connected, but our goal was to get more people to use this side of the bridge to help kind of cut back on traffic going through the city itself. We did see at the beginning of the episode that it was, like, caused by some maintenance vehicles, but it's not that difficult to, unfortunately, overload this interchange. And it's a really cool looking interchange, so I want to keep it. But hypothetically, we could take like the LA approach and just double all the lanes through the interchange itself. But I think also just like to help buy us more time, things like this. The interchanges, spreading stuff around. Even like one more bridge across here as we start to zone out there too. And then public transit, right? Was so far so good. I like that. It's cool to see people using it too. Heck yeah, dude. And then that should be good for like lanes and navigations and traffic lights and stuff down here, but we can always test and change if we need to. That's a nice clean straight shot across. And then all of a sudden you're in the city. And so this should get some use as well. People coming off and then going into the city this way. Just to cut back on bottlenecking. That's effectively the thought process. And then we have trains that need to be reconnected through here. I don't know why I paused. I panicked, but nothing's actually on this line. No, we're good. And we still have a few more minutes. This like took so much more time than it was, you know, needing to or planning to be, but I just want to stress, I don't think that's the end of the world. I always panic as if we're like, you know, we don't have that much time, but we really have all the time we want. We are literally in control of the show, you know? As long as you guys keep tuning in, we'll keep on making content. Well, I blame you for this too, right? Politely. And if you guys are still hanging out, it can't be that bad, right? You know? I'm always worried that I'm like a little bit boring or something, or my stories are kind of like, oh, okay. Okay. And then that needs to be connected to here, but let's not worry about that right now. Okay, besides just a little bit of death care issues, are there any icons we need to kind of like address here? A little bit of traffic accidents. Death care, I'd say, is the only thing that's kind of like sneaking up on us. And then the random crime on the sports field. That literally, like that running track is a front. Do you know what I mean? Like that is owned by the mafia or something, right? All right. Yeah, so death care, we're just holding on to the green right here. And just like somewhere in plain sight downtown. A little bit morbid, but yeah, what's that fun building on the edge of campus? Oh, ooh, don't go there. That was kind of weird. Oh, you know? Oh, God. Oh, my God, Jedi. These morbid jokes. Parking lot. That's also parking. Literally, like, right in here, eh? Would be good. Especially if we, like, don't know what it is. The Tintin Museum. Very cute. When I was in high school, we had Tintin. Mais c'était en français. Quand j'étais jeune, je lis beaucoup en français. Je dois essayer encore. I used to listen to the radio as well in French to kind of help me stick with it. I think maybe one more to play it safe here. Hipster! It's not Red Dead. It's officially not. Hipster, welcome in. How's she going? Okay, now the happiest news for me, we've got demand for some skyscrapers in the form of offices, baby. All right, so the financial office, whatever district, pushes on. And we need a little bit more height just kind of like generically through here, but these will be tall buildings. Work is over for the weekend. Work's over, pants off. And I believe our goal is to not make things feel super claustrophobic in terms of like just wall to wall to wall buildings. We'll need somewhere to park through here. So some of these may come in and come out. We can put parking lots, parkades, little parkettes, green spaces in there too. The pants weren't on to begin with. I was working from home. Atta boy. Atta boy. Remember just not to stand up for the video calls, right? Okay, you gotta go left or right. Oh, it's King Street. Oh, yes. Yes, the King Street pilot project. I was like, why can't you go straight here? The King Street. I love that as a thought, eh? We started hard with some of these infrastructure projects. We got very, like, chatty Cathy and just kind of, like, hanging out in the interim. But there are some really strong projects we've built here. Quarry, as of recently. The dam. And, like, the flooding subsided, so we can try flooding this again, right? Like, our golf course, that's so cool to me still. We have to, like, just do one good lap around the city, though, and like, admire stuff, and then fix some stuff up. Because, you know, things like the hole-in-one island, right? The ideas are there, but they're not really finished yet. This is kind of like a metaphor for, like, City Skylines too, right? Like, we have so much cool, great stuff here, but it's kind of like, well, it needs just a, you know, well... That'll be good when it's done. Well, okay. 3 speed, please. Let's see these get built and see how it looks. Time is a luxury that you believe you have, but you don't actually have that much of it. Okay, 3 speed downtown. I'm starting to feel the frame rate drop. Just for reference, we're around 175. Historically, for me, it's like 200,000 to 300,000 people. That's when the city starts to collapse for, like, you know, my computer and all that stuff. But that was before the era of ice flake and optimization. So I'm curious to see. But 3 speed downtown might be a tall order these days. Well, that's kind of cool. Means our city's getting big, you know? So as these come in, are there any other office signature buildings you can place? No, most of the stuff you downloaded was not an office building, eh? Okay. I've been hearing more like 500K. That's what I've been hearing too, David. That gives me so much hope. That's what I've been hearing as well. People get to about 500,000 now before it craps out. And even then, like, depends on your mods, your computer, your traffic. You know, do you have like an industrial fan aimed at your computer? The other certain thing that this does is it creates so much heat, you know what I mean? So if your PC just isn't ready for it, like a long play session could sink your ship, theoretically. Is that a, no way. No way. Was this intending to match another asset? Do you have a sky bridge over the road to talk to another building or a mall? Oh, that's incredibly cool. These are based off of real-life places in China. Couldn't tell you where, though, otherwise. Or like what set goes with it. Some of the characters, obviously, I just can't read, right? But it wouldn't be insane to, like, jam some of these together, though. Damn, that's cool, man. And then, like, a little, like, mansion district in the outskirts of town would be kind of fun, too, eh? In reality, I think I had, like, 5 more buildings. I thought I downloaded, like, 28 or something, though. Yeah, it's clean for that size. This is what I'm saying about, like, the wall-to-wall. When it becomes a little bit too, like, repetitive, it has, like, that Soviet East Bloc. You know, it kind of loses a little bit of the city charm. And so even though we've got, like, demand through the board, I think I'm just going to squash one of these into, like, a little parkette. Get rid of the claustrophobia a little bit there. And I'd make that same argument on the other side as well, right? But My intention was not to like touch up right here, right now, but just while we're thinking about it, you know. Still need some more work, but steps in the right direction, eh? And those just being low level look better kind of like that anyway, so maybe we readdress that once it levels up a bit more. And then, yeah, I guess most of my buildings are residential, eh? Okay. Well, let's continue the thought through here in the old port area. This is from New York City. It's a tall one. What a weird skyscraper. New York Tower 5th. Huh. Like a Fifth Avenue? What would you call this? Like a pencil skyscraper? Like one of the skinny ones? Oh, that is... Wait a minute. Is this actually a real... No. Dude, that's like under construct. Like, what am I looking at? Is this actually a real thing? That's your sky deck? Oh my goodness. That's how the 1% live, eh? Holy moly. Mr. Chase, hey, what's up, man? Is that a super tall skyscraper in your pocket? Are you just happy to see me? Both, but also, like, that is very... Hello, you know what I mean? That's quite commanding. I think it needs to be, like, in a big old block over here to make it feel like the bottom isn't as goofy, but... Hello, hello. Is that not unlocked yet? No. Man, so many of these are locked. That's why they're not, yeah, okay. Do you enjoy a nice tall skyscraper? Same, yo. Same. Good views, good vibes. Well. Ooh. I'm still looking for, like, the other pairing to go, yes, this might be the one. Can we navigate that to stick into there, eh? Civic! Yo, what's up, dude? You are so innocent sometimes. I like to believe that it is for stream purposes, sir. You gotta be, you know, a little bit more like PG-13 for the stream, and then you can be a little bit more 18 plus for the IRLs, but... The goal is to be silly and not too raunchy when I'm over here, you know? Steven! Steven, it's the tail end! Hello, we missed you, dude! Steven, out of nowhere, I've done, like, just massive highway expansions. We started off, like, as always, just so awkwardly. It's like, what am I even doing? Do you know who's going to show up? Do people even want... You know what I mean? I'm always just like, I always just feel so awkward when I start an episode, and by the end of it, I'm so fired up. It's almost like if I had the time to do this, I would do, like, a fake stream to get over, like, you know, the initial... And then, like, go live now. And you're like, oh, you're just, like, batting 100 today, Jedi. You know, you're just doing so good. This one time at Skyscraper Camp. Continue. I was at a movie. Yo, did you see Obsession? Or I was Adam Victor yesterday. I was Adam Victor officially yesterday. Check it out, though. This building, this asset, has a sky bridge. And so I'm, like, faking a connection point. There it is. That is so cool. Dudes, that is so cool. We've sky bridged. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, Odyssey! I don't want any spoilers, obviously. But, worth seeing? Yes, no? Part of me wants to see it just for, like, the sake of the controversy. Okay, no connection. Sometimes the movement mod likes to play games with your heart. Oh, don't be that time right now, dude. Come on. Come on, dude. Don't do this to me, dude. Don't do this to me. I beg you. Please, I'm a young man. Would you see it again? Like, it was that kind of good? I got nothing to compare it to, but, like, better than Troy? That's it. That's it. She's in. She fits. She sits. That's cool. And we have a sky bridge. The controversy is silly. Well, I mean, I can on paper understand the argument, but at the same time too, like, you know, movies are like suspended disbelief, so like, you know, benefit of the doubt, use your imagination, artistic interpretation. Oh, this is so cool. They got to quiz Adam Victor. Yes, these are also insane, man. Oh, these assets, dude, they're so large. Oh my heaven, it almost fits perfectly. Will that actually work with the overlap correctly? Oh, we're just so... I'm gonna skinny this road. That almost looks like it was just made for this spot. Just like get rid of the parking. There she goes. Incredible. And let me snap this one more time just to get rid of the extra little bit of borkage if that were to happen. Oh, incredible. So mini mall, movie theater. Maybe a movie theater, I don't know. Uniqlo! Oh, no way. Huawei. Oh, that's cool. The cell phone people. Adidas. Adidas, baby. Not Tim's, eh? Yeah, artistic interpretation for a mythical story. Nonsensical, controversial. It's great. Deserves to be seen in theaters. Good. I think you got to see it in IMAX, apparently, eh? Steven, the other thought too, right, is that it's manufactured, you know? Fake upsetty spaghetti, like fake controversies to get people to be like, why is it controversial? You know what I mean? Like a little bit of like AI guerrilla marketing, you know? If I had an IMAX, you don't have an IMAX near you? Oh, dude. Oh, it'd be like almost worth a night, just like, you know, going to a big city, spending the night. Yeah, I think we need to be on this side of the track, eh? Oh. Ooh. Incredible. Incredible. Another mall as well. Perfect for the stadium. Right across the street from a tram loop. Oh my god, dude. But then, like, oh man, the train station being over here is not bad. I almost feel like we need another train station in between, like, the outskirts and the... All right, what's happening right here? Oh, the left-hand turn's getting caborked, eh? Okay, let's give these guys a turn lane and turn lane and a time traffic light here as the city grows. Steven, for real, one of the coolest jobs I ever had was working at the movie theater when I was a wee one. I watched so many movies as a byproduct of that too. We're turning on red, and I want to have a split phase protected left, I think. Steven, I'll see you later on today then, eh, buds? Have a great day at work. Happy Friday. Appreciate you checking in over here. And then just in general, Steven, check this out, eh? So I meant to start working on the small town, and I thought this kind of where we'd be spending our time. A little bit more expansion through here. But then I just noticed out of the corner of my eye a little bit of that traffic problem we had last episode. And I was like, oh yeah. And then this here is unfortunately easy to bottleneck. And I don't know why we've died again for traffic. Oh, it's the road maintenance vehicle again, eh? This led me to think that, like, you know what? Maybe a bit more connectivity. Don't just bottleneck this, right? We pushed across over to here and then built this kind of like goofy looking diverging diamond. So like on paper it's a diverging diamond, but she's a little bit like off symmetrical. But I'm kind of like okay with that though. And it's working. And then that then connects to highway on the other side. We've now built this out. And then we redid the bridge. That interchange there is new. Needs a little bit of work still. Actually, let me just do that really quickly before I forget. Yeah, just like another project on the go, which is like hilarious and fun, but kind of cool. All right, so we've learned in the past. Oh, okay, that works. If you can't get that, use the move it mod, pull that out of the way, get rid of the crosswalk, Control Z. That'll snap your move it mod thing back there. Yeah, quite the, yeah. And again, it's like the episode starts, you know, so like whatever, and then just ends so great. And like forever and always, all I want to do is just keep on going, but we're completely out of time. Incredible. I love it. Well, this has left you wanting more. It leaves me wanting more, so job well done, everyone. That is such a skyline. Very commanding. And you can kind of see like the density profile. We build up towards the center. That's very, very good for height. We scale downward. And then the small town, when it's done, should kind of feel like this at the city center. And then lots of houses on the way out. And then we'll see what happens in between. But we are somehow done for another episode. This is 25 episodes in the bank, baby. Do you enjoy? Go back, watch some old ones. Hit the like button, answer some questions, help out old Jads here, tell your friends. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday with another one. Awesome. And to show that we're not addicted, we can quit anytime we want. Watch this.